Hi, Gems. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're tired, but you continue to keep going, this is for you. I know that a lot of days it seems like you can't continue going on, and it seems like it's so hard, and you go through things behind closed doors that nobody knows. But I'm here to tell you my story and to let you know you're not alone. We're in this together. I don't have it all figured out, but I'm still here. I go through things with a smile. Sometimes people don't even know what I'm going through. But behind all of the smiles is heartbreak, is loneliness, is times when I just feel like nobody loves me, nobody cares about me, times when I feel like, are things going to get better in my life? Or was I meant to have so much trials and tribulations? There's been a lot of times when in the last 2 years that I went through things and I would go to work and I would walk in with a bright smile and nobody would know all that I was going through or whatever happened the morning before I got there. And I would go in the bathroom and I would just cry and I would dry my eyes and I would fan my eyes just so they weren't so red because I didn't want nobody to know that I had just been crying about how things are going on in my life that I have no control over. And I just always would feel like, why me? Why am I going through so much pain? And why so much heartbreak? And why does life have to be so challenging for me? What keeps me going is being raised in church. Without knowing God and what He's all about and what He can possibly do for me and what He has done for me, if I didn't have that to hold on to, I don't know where I would be today. I truly don't, because I don't call people to talk to them about my problems. I don't let them know what I'm going through. They might get a snippet of what I might be going through, but they truly don't know the effects that it has on me and my life. I feel like a lot of times, I didn't even know how to pray. I could not wait to go to sleep at night. I would pray laying down and feel like, would God hear my prayer while I'm laying down? Or would He hear it more if I'm on my knees? If I cried harder, and if I gave Him my inner pain while I'm crying, that pain that you hoping that He's reaching deep inside of you and healing you from the inside out, that type of cry that you're just like, God, I need you so badly right now. I don't know how to continue going on, but I need your help. That kind of prayer, that kind of cry. I would have those nights and I would bounce back up the next day and I would smile and keep going, even though I had so many things going on in my life. I knew that I was more than a conqueror and that everything was going to work out one way or another, no matter what I've been through and no matter what I've gone through. So I know you're wondering, what has she been through? So let me try to sum a little bit of it up without going into full details. Basically, I had a lot of childhood trauma. I had situations with family members. I had situations with just growing up with my mother. We had some hard times. We didn't understand one another. And so then about 11 years old, my father, he was a Jamaican and he was a good person, but I didn't get to know him enough. Um, he ended up losing his legs because he was an alcoholic and he fell asleep in the snow. And so, in a world where I already felt like I was lost, I feel like my trauma started about 8, and I know definitely at 9. But I know it was a little bit before then. My dad was an alcoholic, and I witnessed a lot of abusive situations in my household. And, we had some hard times and struggles. So as a child, I was going through a lot of things that a lot of other kids weren't going through at my age. But anyway, my father lost his legs. And then after he lost his legs, um, we had to move and we moved away from him. I would go and visit him every once in a while, but it was hard because I was a child. So it's not like I had a car, and he lived further than where I live. Anyway, about 17, he ended up passing away. Around this time, I was supposed to move with my father. I was going through some things. Like I said, me and my mom, we had some challenging situations growing up. So we didn't see eye to eye. So I had enough, and I felt, I'm not going to stay here any longer. I'm going to move with a family member. So while I was 16 up until 17, I worked at McDonald's. I saved up a lot of money. I say a lot, but it was only about $800. I saved up money to go live with a family member and to pay them rent. I had no job. Um, I started working at Hardee's once I got there. I remember calling Hardee's and telling them I had an application in. Mind you, I was only 17. I stayed at Hardee's and I called Hardee's. I said, I have an application in. I just wanted to see if anyone has had the time to review my application. Mind you, I never had an application in. But this is how smart and strong I was and determined at 17. I was more mature than a lot of people that were my age. So I could do things that, or felt comfortable doing things that other people, children or teenagers that were my age, would not have done. So anyway, and I knew what to do. I knew how to say it and how to get away with a lot of things. But anyway, when I moved with my cousin, I was sleeping on a chest. Yeah, a chest. The chest was, I don't know, maybe 1 foot long. I don't know. I'm not really good with width and length, just saying it. But you know how big a chest is. And at 17, I was 5'4" and I was 138 pounds. But I slept on a chest. I had a blanket and pillow and everything, but I slept on a chest because I didn't have a bed in the room. But I woke up every morning ready for work. I ended up getting hired at Hardee's and I paid my rent and everything. At this time, I wasn't going back to live with my mother. So I had to find a way to become emancipated. So I end up becoming emancipated and I end up, because I had so many schools that I had been at over the time of my life, I had too many credits and then not enough credits for the school that I needed to be at. So I had to go to school during the day and at night. Fast forward, I am emancipated. I end up getting my own place at 17. I could not move. I did not move in. I could move in, but I did not move in until 18 because I needed help to get the electric on. So you need to be 18 to get electric on. So anyway, I end up going to day school, night school, so that I could possibly graduate when I was supposed to graduate. Sorry. Anyway, at this time, about January of 2003, I end up finding out I was pregnant. So I'm 18 at this time. I'm emancipated and I have a job, but I'm going to school during the day and I'm going to school during the night. And I'm also, once I get out of school early, because I have enough credits, but not enough. So those classes I have to take at night. So I was able to get out of school early and go to work. So before I got out of school at about 11:40, I stayed at school to do a lot of my night class work because I was just so tired from doing all that I was doing that I didn't have enough time. So I stayed after school after I got off at 11:40, and I stayed there until about 1ish to do some work. Now, mind you, there was no teacher to teach me. I was teaching myself basically because that was my time. I didn't have a teacher to say, okay, now it's time for me to help you on geometry. And that was the class I was doing. I was taking geometry. So I had to basically teach myself. So at that time, I didn't know much about no Google or anything. And I don't even know if it was going on around that time. But anyway, so I couldn't get a little help from Google or any other resources that are available now. Anyway, I end up graduating. And I end up having my daughter October the 9th, 2003. Best thing that ever happened to me. Um, it was rough and very, very challenging and very, very hard but I made it through. And I was going through things with her father, so that made it even harder. So, anyway, that's a little snippet of just from 8 to 17. That's not even the full picture of what I've been through. Anyway, by 24, I had 3 children. Like I said, I was mature. Um, it was hard on me. I was a single parent. I'm still a single parent, but I managed to make things work, and they did not go without anything. My last child was a child with a disability. When I tell you, that probably is the hardest thing that I had to go through and that I'm still going through, is having a child with a disability. I love him with all my heart, but my God, it is the challengingest thing that I've ever had to go through in my life, besides all of the things that I have been through and the things that I currently go through. That part right there is something that this is my child forever and always. So I can only hope and pray and try to do what I can to make things better. Anyway, I ended up going to school, getting a certification for a dental assistant, oral radiology, x-ray tech. That was a flop. That didn't go, where I expected it to go. Around that time, yeah, I thought they were hiring people to be dental assistants, but a lot of people were already dental assistants that were older. So they weren't leaving. They were there for years and they were waiting for retirement. So it wasn't as easy as I thought. Anyway, I had ended up going back to college and trying to become an RN. I worked at a hospital, and that was 3 days a week. It was very challenging with my children. It was a 45-minute ride. So I had to get all 3 of them ready. I had to wake up at 5, get them ready by 5:30, and be out the door by 6 to get to work by 7. It was challenging, and I had to drop down part-time, and I had to go back to full-time when I was able to. The reason of all these changes was because my son with a disability, I refused to allow the school to take over and do, 2 days a week for speech, or, I'm sorry, 2 days a month for speech. No, he needed more than 2 days a month. He needed at least 2 days a week. So he also needed occupational therapy. So I took off for all of that. So in the midst of all of this, there were times when I didn't have babysitters. There were times when his father would say, I'll watch him, because I had weekends to work too. So daycare could cover the weekday, but the weekends, I was on my own. I ended up working there for 11 years, and I grew into a wonderful, perfect person. Not a perfect person, but a wonderful person. Working there for 11 years, they taught me a lot. Anyway, it was very challenging and very hard. Many nights I cried. Many nights I didn't understand why. A lot of times I didn't even know, I would sit and think, like, what did I do to make him this way? But I've learned over the years, it had nothing to do with me. It wasn't me. It was just the way the universe ended up, making my baby. Um, anyway, I've been through things, so I know how hard it is to feel like you can't keep going. You don't know how you're going to make it. You don't know why these things are happening to you constantly. It's not you. It's just sometimes the luck of the draw. You know, sometimes it's to get you to where God is trying to get you. He's trying to prepare you for something so much greater. And I know that to be true because I am a better person because of that. All the things that you've just heard, I am a better mother. I am a better person. I am a better coworker. I am a better daughter. Yeah, me and my mom, we're doing better now. It took some years, but we're doing a whole lot better. So if you're having problems, with your children, or you're having problems with your parents, things will get better. Things will get better. Sometimes you just got to allow time to heal what's taking place. I don't have it all figured out, but I'm still tired at times. There were times when I felt like giving up, but I knew it was no other way besides for me to continue to keep going. And as I've said in the beginning, because I knew God, I was able to. So grab a Bible or find some affirmation cards or find a preacher or someone you can get that loves you to help you to get through, because there is no option of giving up. You have to keep going. You owe it to yourself. That's the love that you need to give yourself, to show yourself that you're not giving up, that you got this and you're resilient. Resiliency, I'm telling you, if you don't have it, you better find it within, because it is something that is so great. It makes you feel so good. There's a lot of people I know here today that ask me all the time, how in the world did you get through what you're going through? I don't know how you did it. It couldn't have been me. That makes me feel good, because I know the person that God has made me to be is so strong, so amazing, and so resilient. I have flaws. I'm not perfect, but I try to be a better person each and every day. If you're tired, you're not alone, but you're powerful for never giving up. So keep going. Don't give up on yourself. Listen to me. Listen to me. Are you listening? There's no greater love than the love that you can give yourself. So don't give up. Keep trying. Keep believing. Keep the faith. And keep loving yourself more and more each and every day. Self-care is key. So show yourself as much love as you can while you're going through all of your trials and tribulations and stressors and challenges. Just know you can get through. Just know that I gave you a little snippet of what I've been through. And it might not compare to all that you've been through, even the little snippet. But there are times when I felt like giving up. There are times when I felt like I couldn't keep going. But look at me now. Man, that makes me want to cry, because that's a testimony within itself. So keep going, keep trying, keep loving yourself. Today, I'm going to give you an affirmation. I want you to continue watching my videos so that I can continue helping you along the way to be a better person. Please like, share, and subscribe. All right, stay tuned to this for this affirmation, okay? Resiliency. I am resilient and can overcome any challenges that come my way. I trust in my inner strength and embrace adversity as an opportunity for growth. With determination and perseverance, I rise above obstacles, emerging stronger and more resilient than before. Not only are you becoming a better person, but you are finding out more and more things about yourself that you didn't even know. You might don't even know that you're resilient. You might don't even know, might haven't even tapped into your strength. But this is a healing journey. And I'm going to let you know why this is a healing journey. Because I'm going to tell you how your journey is going to go. The journey of healing is for you to embrace every step of it. Release the past with compassion and forgiveness. You are grateful for the lessons that it taught you. You are whole and complete as you are. So don't give up on yourself. Keep going. Much love, my gems.